Hi. Today we are talking about upcoming books that we are interested in. We've picked 5-ish.
Because seriously, someone needs to write a decent book.
That and one's a collection of short books. So
Yeah.
right. Our first book actually just been released. I'm just trying to find a little more information on it actually, and it is Creakers by Tom Fletcher. So this is a children's novel, but if it's anything like his last novel, which was The Christmasaurus that I have up there, it is good for children and adults, and it's a really, really good read. I'm not going to spoil Christmasaurus because you haven't read it yet, have you? So here's the synopsis. It's a darkly magical new story about monsters under the bed from the best-selling author of Christmasaurus, Tom Fletcher. What waits silently in the shadows at night? What's under your bed keeping just out of sight? Do you ever hear strange creaking noises at night? Ever wonder what makes those noises? Lucy Dunstan always did, until one morning Lucy discovers all the grown-ups have disappeared, as if into thin air. Chaos descends as the children in Lucy's town run riot. It's mayhem, it's madness. To most kids it's amazing, but Lucy wants to find out the truth. Lucy lost her dad not long ago, and she's determined not to lose her mum too. She's going to get her back, and nothing's going to stop her, except maybe the Creakers. So what are we thinking about that? Just from this novel, this children's book. I think it sounds exciting. So I think I think it's something that's a really good theme to explore, isn't it? Everyone has a fear of under the bed.
Not me.
Growing up.
No.
Not even after Doctor Who?
No.
You don't?
I had the van bed, so there was no gap underneath my bed, so I never had that.
I've had both kinds.
I've had both kinds. I used to always make me dad check underneath my bed, and he's like, "There's nothing there, I swear. There's something in my closet there."
Doctor Who, I think, put that fear back in as well, and I think it's a good way of exploring something like, okay, not so much the bedside, but hearing noises at night.
Oh god.
Especially when you're on your own and stuff as
Just
well. Yeah. Exactly. So I think it's going to be a good read, and we will definitely have to read it and
Sorry.
that's fine. And we will have to read it and do a review on it, won't we? So that is one we're so much looking forward to, and
Do a comparison as well.
yeah, everything I've read so far of Tom Fletcher's is really good. I like the cover. I'll show you a picture of the proper cover after.
Okay.
It's much better. Sorry about that. So the next book on our list is
The Book of Dust, or the other version of the title, which I cannot say.
La Belle Sauvage.
So, basically, Phillip says, "What can I tell you about it? The first thing to say is that Lyra is at the centre of the story.
Isn't Torres?
Is.
Ooh.
She's at the centre of the story.
Oh, interesting. I'd heard that it was before Lyra, so this could be really interesting in that sense. Care to weigh in?
Not really.
Isaac! Lyra is at the centre of the story.
Understandable. It's not the same books, is it?
11-year-old Malcolm Polstead and his demon Asta live with his parents.
Damon.
Yeah, live with his parents at the Trout Inn near Oxford.
Mhm.
So it's pretty much him, but she's in it.
Okay, that makes more sense because he gave an interview not so long back that made it sound like
She's a baby.
I was going to say because it's meant to be a prequel.
Yeah, because it says Malcolm learns they have a guest with them, a baby by the name of Lyra. So she's a baby. So
that makes a lot
it's
more
prequel.
sense. I'm looking forward to it.
I think I'll like it. I mean, I've tried to read the what's it called again?
Dark Materials.
Dark Materials series, and I found it really hard to understand.
So maybe if
Even after Izzy tried to explain it, God knows how many times. But I am one of these people. Some books prequels help, to read the other, like what we'll go into about the Shadow Hunters and that.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. I fell in love with his Dark Materials, as did Izzy. I did hope it was going to come in a second ago, but and it's a good series, and we're both really looking forward to reading that one. And that one's out in October. Oh, sorry, Tom Fletcher's Creakers is out 5th of October apparently.
The whole series, the prequel series, is it starts at the beginning of her life, so when she's a baby, and goes all the way through until she's 20.
So
It overlaps.
yeah, because the first of this book then will be before the main 3 books,
Yeah.
and then the other 2 will sort of
It says
fit in
starting at
around
the
it.
beginning of a story, returning to her 20 years later.
Okay. that
So
makes sense.
I reckon it's like the series. It's going to be a prequel and a spin-off. I mean, depending on how he's written them, they might overlap the other ones, or they
Yeah.
might just, douche and then.
Well, we'll see what happens when we read it, and
Oh, that's it. So he's plot. So is it a prequel or a sequel? And it's neither.
well, yeah, because it's kind of continuing the story and starting the story.
Because he's put the Book of Dust is an equal. It doesn't stand before or after his Dark Materials. It's a different story, but it's settings like his Dark Materials. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
We've never had a book before where it's her life or a character's life where it's not a prequel and it's not a sequel either.
So I'm interested in that. Could be fun.
Sounds quite good.
So yeah, and that's coming out late October, isn't it? The next book
Thursday the 19th of October.
the next book we have picked out for our list is Turtles All the Way Down.
Sounds weird.
It's by John Green, and I have a I don't want to say love-hate relationship with John Green, a love-meh relationship, I think.
Yeah, I mean, some of his books he does really well, like The Fault in Our Stars. I do love that book, and the ending to it's just perfect. But then, like Paper Towns, which we were talking about. Hey?
It's sad.
Yes, but
It
it's
makes
got,
sense,
it's got a
though.
realistic ending, whereas, the whole, they get better, they live happily ever after. It's just like, life doesn't happen like that.
Mm-hmm.
But his Paper Towns, I'm not going to say it's a bad book, but it's just like, it doesn't make sense. It's like they go looking for someone who doesn't want to be found, and the ending's just like, well.
See, I love Paper Towns, I'm just not. I think the ending's fine. It's alright, it's not my favourite. I do adore Abundance of Catherine. That's a brilliant one. I love Fault in Our Stars. I liked Looking for Alaska until I reread it, if that makes sense.
Is that one series that you watched before?
Yeah.
Not read it.
It was one of those, I really enjoyed it the first time I read it, and then but that was a few years ago, and then when I came back to it, like, what was it, last month or something?
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy it as much. But then again, that shows how sometimes tastes can change. And I've loved a lot of his stuff, so I am looking forward to this. It's called Turtles All the Way Down. 16-year-old, sorry about all the tablets this week. 16-year-old Azza never intended to pursue the mystery of fugitive billionaire Russell Pickett, but there's $100,000 reward at stake, and her best and most fearless friend Daisy is eager to investigate. So together they navigate the short distance and broad divides that separate them from Russell Pickett's son, Davis. Azza, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, I'm sorry if I'm not. Azza or Aza, maybe, is trying. A-Z-A.
That's the answer.
She's trying to be a good daughter, good friend, good student, and maybe even a good detective, while also living within the ever-tightening spiral of her own thoughts. In his long-awaited return, John Green, acclaimed award-winning author of Looking for Alaska and Fault in Our Stars, shares Azza's story with shattering, unflinching clarity in this brilliant novel of love, resilience, and the power of friendship. It sounds interesting. I'm intrigued. And I would quite like to read it. Basically, I'm not going to pass any judgment compared to my other novels I've read of his.
I think it depends on your taste, and I mean, not every book's going to be brilliant.
No, We've found that with other books, like we both loved Me Before You, but we both detest
The second one.
Yeah.
And I still stick to my reasoning that that book was just written to give a happy ending.
Yeah,
And
which
it
is a
should
shame
not.
because the first book was fine as what it was.
Yeah.
And you find that with a lot of books. That's just the most obvious example I can come up with right now. But I'm really looking forward to this one. We haven't had a book off him for a while, and it'd be fun to do, like fun to read and fun to talk about. So even if we don't like it, we can be like, well, we tried it.
Yeah.
But I actually, considering reading the synopsis, it sounds really interesting. I love mysteries.
I mean, we're quite good in the sense that we have similar tastes. So, like, if you read it and go, well, it's not my sort of thing, but you may like it, or you might just go, no, neither of us are gonna like it.
We did that with Lady Midnight, didn't we? We both tried it and we're like, It's a shame because we loved the two other series that
It's
came
not
before
a
it.
bad book, it's just slow going.
I think if it wasn't anything to do with the other two series, it'd be fun.
Yeah.
But my feeling is it's too much of a rehash of the other series.
Well, it's like you said about Me Before You. I read the second one, and you wanted to borrow it, I handed you, and I was like, you're not gonna like it.
No.
I'm just pre-warning you now.
So yeah, but Turtles All the Way Down. I don't actually have a date when it's coming out. Oh wait, sorry, 10th of October. So there's a lot of October books. Oh, there is another book that we'll have to add at the end that I've just remembered, but you will love that I've remembered it. So anyway, what's the next one?
Mr. Men,
You can do that.
Dr. 10th Christmas Surprise. And this is actually a Mr. Men that's aimed at adults.
And it's part of a series.
It
as
does
well.
say that it's young adult time travels, which is pretty cool. So
What I've seen of it already looks amazing, like the other books, because it's part of a collection, if that makes sense. I just wish they'd released them in order of doctors.
it's the greatest mashup in Hooverings.
Have you looked for that bit too?
Not yet. With a new Christmas adventure starring the 10th Doctor. Dr. 10th and Donna set out from the TARDIS to find a Christmas tree, but run into oddly robotic-sounding strangers dressed in red and white along the way. Wow.
So it sounds really good. It's part of a collection of 8 stories so far. They plan to do up to Capaldi, as far as I know. Hopefully they will also do Jodie Whittaker, the new Doctor. The only gripe I have at the moment, we've not read any of them because I think we're waiting, aren't we? For the entire lot to be released. Is they're not releasing them in chronological order. So it's not going like Doctor First, Doctor Second, Doctor Third, Doctor Fourth. They've gone, I think the first one went Doctor First, Doctor Fourth, Doctor 11th.
Then it went back to Doctor 8.
Yeah, so the order is annoying me. So that is one of the reasons why I would like to wait until every single one's released. Buy them all together and put them in the right order. Although if you buy them all together, I've got a feeling...
Is this a Mr. Men one? Or is it just...
It's a Mr. Men one. Sorry. But I've got a feeling that if we buy them all at once, they'll probably be in the right order. I think part of the reason... Oh, Doctor 12 was part of the first lot. I think the reason why they've done it that way is they're going for the most popular Doctors first. If that makes
being
sense.
released in October as well?
Yeah.
17th.
And it's the first 8 books altogether, isn't it? Yeah. Because you've got Dr. Ninth there.
The first 8 Doctors...
that they've released.
Yeah, it's in a collector's box set.
Ooh. So, we're big kids. I think we're both looking forward to that. And if you've seen our other video, you'll have seen that we already love Mr. Men. So I think this is a really good collaboration.
Because it gets kids into Doctor Who, and
Yeah.
I mean, Doctor Who's not overly complicated, but there are some things where younger audiences might not fully understand, so this is a good way to sort of bring them into it without overcomplicating everything.
Yeah. What do you think, Georgia? Are you looking forward to the Mr. Men Doctor Who books? It sounds fun. I mean, I already collect quite a lot of the Doctor Who books. I have, like you've seen in one of our videos, the Doctor Who fairy tales. I have a lot of stories. Collect the annuals, collect the graphic novels. They do write really good books. And I'm really looking forward to reading these Mr. Man ones. Are you? So
I can't wait.
I
I'm going
think
to be like, get to know
I have
what
a
this.
feeling that we might have it as just 1 or 2 Doctor Who Mr. Man books at once. What?
It's released in November. I know what I want for my birthday.
Chill. We haven't got to that one yet. We're still on Doctor Who. Something else that I wanted to point out.
Okay.
Talking of fairy tales to do with Doctor Who, they're releasing a new fairy tales book. I don't know if you can see on the camera there. I will slot in images where I can of the other books, called The Tales of Terror, in time for Halloween.
They're going to be even creepier than the other one.
But not just that, it will have some of the Doctor's favourite companions, including Sarah Jane, Jo and Ace. And it is basically a sort of like the Doctor Who Gallifreyan Fairy Tales book, but a creepy version.
I love the fairy tales. I mean, they're creepy, but they're
Mhm.
brilliantly creepy. You're just like, oh my god.
My plan is, depending on how much it goes for, because I don't know how much. Oh, here's a better picture. 12 chilling horror stories from across time and space. If it comes out just before Halloween, we will probably get it and try and do a review of it as soon as possible, basically. September 7th, 2017, so as soon as we get paid, we'll get that, so we can do a special.
Yes!
Right, our Halloween special this year, which we didn't even know we were going to do, is going to be Doctor Who Tales of Terror. So keep an eye out for that one. Even if we had something else planned, we'll bump it. So yeah, that will be our Halloween special, and I'm sure we could even get the other A.T.W.I.Gers in on this and get everyone to read at least one tale from the book. So that will be something to look forward to. And these will be illustrated as well. It says here, spine-chilling collection of 12 short illustrated adventures packed with terrifying Doctor Who monsters and villains just in time for Halloween.
One's excited, one's really excited,
Ooh.
and one's scared.
The illustrations are going to be in black and white as well. So yeah.
Well, my reading's going to go up.
And looking at the list of authors, they're mostly regulars from the Doctor Who books, so that's really exciting. Our last book that we're going to talk about today is another one that we're both excited for, if you hadn't guessed by the squeal. So if we ignore Lady Midnight and all that rubbish, it's from the Immortal Devices and Mortal Instruments series, from 2 of our favourite characters.
Yeah, it's a series revolving around Magnus Bane, who is a
Warlock.
very important character in the whole
Oh,
book.
he's amazing.
And it says that it tackles many of Magnus's untouched secrets and stories from his past and his future. His first love, his parentage and his childhood, the beginning of his relationship with Alex and his relationship with his parents. Magnus and Alex vacation in the city of fallen angels and a big mystery and many more. So it basically, this is sort of before the main series and during the main series. And then this is before that and after the main series.
Okay. So
Not to confuse.
this is
Ooh,
a
hello
bunch
there.
of short stories to do, each one involving Bane, but also have little tie-ins to the rest of the books. And by the sounds of it, this is going to be like a sort of continuation of that idea.
Yeah.
Having multiple
cute.
adventures. So yeah, and I love this book. Not
It
because of the story, just because it was bought for me, so it's special.
And I hate that.
So yeah, that is our next one in this
It comes
series.
out in November before my birthday. Sorry, get excited.
That chair breaks. So I think we all know what Madam will be asking for her birthday in November. It's a shame we bought her something else completely different.
Oh no.
I can't do what I want to do to the pair of you right now.
But yeah, so those are the 5 upcoming books/book collections we are looking forward to. 6 technically, because we added another one in.
You were going to add another one in.
Yeah, that was.
Oh,
Doctor
right,
Who
yeah.
Tales one was the one I was going to add in. I just didn't want to say it because I couldn't find it. So Tiff's very excited because there's lots of books coming out that were. There's some that were like, ooh, exciting, and then there's some that were like. So I think for me, the top 3 or 4 I'm looking forward to is Creakers, the Mr. Men series, I'm going to say, the Eldest Curse, and the Tales, the spine-chilling Doctor Who Tales, because, you know,
Well, we know
huge
which
for
one's
us.
Tiff's is first.
So yeah, that's it for now, isn't it? Right, so bye.
Bye, guys.